You have prayed for healing, perhaps for years. You have tried treatments, seen specialists, followed medical advice faithfully. Yet the disease persists or even worsens. You wonder why God has not answered your prayers. You feel abandoned, helpless, increasingly desperate. I tell you now, God has not failed you. Your prayers have not been ignored. You simply have not understood how healing actually occurs. Your subconscious mind is the healer, not the doctor, not the medicine, not even God working externally. The doctor sets the bone, but what intelligence knits it back together? The surgeon removes diseased tissue, but what power closes the wound and rebuilds cells? An intelligence infinitely greater than any physician operates within you constantly. That intelligence is your subconscious mind, and it takes its orders from your conscious thoughts and feelings. For years you have unconsciously commanded disease through habitual negative thinking. You have claimed your illness as mine, examined your symptoms constantly, expected decline, identified yourself as sick. Your deeper mind, which is perfectly obedient, has faithfully created what you ordered. But the moment you learn to consciously direct it with images of perfect health, it will heal you just as faithfully. 1. The disease you created without knowing. Your subconscious mind is the actual creator of every bodily condition you experience, both disease and health. This is not philosophical speculation, but observable fact. Your heart beats without conscious direction. Your food digests while you sleep. Your wounds heal automatically. An intelligence far greater than your reasoning mind operates your body continuously. For years, you have been unconsciously programming this intelligence with thoughts of disease, limitation, and decay. Your arthritis, your tumor, your failing heart, these are not random afflictions or divine punishments. They are the faithful execution of mental orders you didn't know you were giving. As a young pharmacist in New York, I observed something that changed everything I understood about healing. 2 patients with identical diagnoses would receive the same medication, same dosage, same chemical composition, same physician, yet experience dramatically different outcomes. One would recover rapidly. The other would show little improvement or even worsen. The medicine was identical. The difference was their mental state. Those who deeply believed in their recovery tended to recover. Those who doubted, feared, or expected failure tended to remain ill. This pattern repeated itself hundreds of times over my years dispensing medications. The evidence became undeniable. Something beyond the physical was operating, and that something was consciousness itself. The woman who says, "I am a migraine sufferer," is commanding her subconscious to sustain migraines. The man who expects deterioration with age programs his deeper mind to create deterioration. Your subconscious mind constructed your body in your mother's womb without any conscious instruction from you. It coordinated billions of cellular divisions, formed organs, created systems. This same intelligence maintains and heals your body now. When you understand this, you realize the healer is already within you. Whatever you habitually think and feel, your subconscious accepts as instruction and manifests in your body. Say, "My cancer," and you claim ownership. Expect decline, and you create it. Fear disease, and you feed it. This happens automatically, beneath awareness, which is why most people don't recognize they're doing it. Conscious desire alone changes nothing. You consciously want health while unconsciously accepting disease through your habitual thoughts, self-talk, and emotional patterns. The subconscious responds to what you emotionally accept as real, not what you consciously wish. This explains why positive thinking alone fails. It addresses the conscious mind while the subconscious continues executing old programs. Before healing can begin, you must see clearly that you created your condition unconsciously, not to blame yourself, but to recognize your power. If you created disease without knowing how, you can create health by learning how. Starting today, become aware of your disease talk. Notice when you say my arthritis, my migraines, my condition. Each time you do, you're giving your subconscious an order to sustain it. Instead, say the temporary condition or the limitation that is dissolving. Notice when you discuss symptoms in detail, rehearsing your illness for others. Stop. Notice when you identify with disease, I'm a cancer patient versus I'm a person healing from cancer. Language reveals consciousness, and your subconscious is listening to every word. When someone asks, how are you? And you launch into a catalog of symptoms, you program your deeper mind with disease. Respond instead, I'm improving daily. My body is responding wonderfully. This isn't denial, it's redirection. You're beginning to consciously direct what you've been unconsciously creating. For the next 3 days, carry a small notebook and make a mark every time you catch yourself speaking about your disease, either aloud or in your mind. Don't judge yourself, just notice. Most people are shocked to discover they reference their illness dozens of times daily. Each reference is an unconscious command to your subconscious to sustain it. By day 3, you'll have heightened awareness of your unconscious programming. This awareness is the first step toward changing it. The greatest mistake is thinking I didn't want this disease, therefore I didn't create it. Wanting and creating are different. You didn't consciously want it, but you unconsciously created it through habitual thought patterns. Another mistake, feeling guilty about having created your disease. Guilt is another poison. You created it through ignorance of how the subconscious works, not through moral failure. Once you understand the law, you simply stop violating it. After this chapter, you can never again see yourself as a helpless victim of random disease. You understand that disease has a creator, and that creator is your own consciousness operating through your subconscious mind. This is simultaneously disturbing and liberating. Disturbing because you must abandon the comfort of blame. Liberating because if you created it, you can uncreate it. You now possess the most important insight in healing. The power that made you sick can make you well. You just need to learn to direct it consciously instead of unconsciously. 2. Why fighting your disease feeds it. The more you resist disease, the more you sustain it. This is deeply counterintuitive because our entire medical culture is based on combat metaphors, fighting illness, battling cancer, destroying invaders. But fighting creates tension, tension activates stress responses, and stress suppresses healing. When you focus intensely on disease, examining symptoms, fearing progression, measuring decline, you pour consciousness into it. What you focus upon increases because focus is creative energy. The subconscious doesn't understand don't. When you think, I don't want this cancer, the subconscious receives an image of cancer and creates more of it. The way out is not through combat, but through replacement. Replace the disease pattern with a health pattern. Stop feeding disease with attention and fear. Start feeding health with imagination and feeling. I counsel a woman with severe eczema that covered her arms and hands. She had been to 7 dermatologists, tried every cream and treatment, read every medical journal article she could find. She was fighting her eczema with everything she had, researching it obsessively, examining her skin multiple times daily, trying new treatments constantly. The more she fought, the worse it became. I asked her to stop fighting for 30 days. Stop researching, stop examining, stop talking about it. Instead, spend those mental hours visualizing her skin clear, smooth, healthy. Within 2 weeks, the eczema began to clear. Within 2 months, it was gone. She hadn't beaten the eczema. She had stopped feeding it with her attention and fear. Whatever you give sustained attention to increases in your experience because attention is creative force. When you constantly examine symptoms, research your disease, discuss your illness, you give it enormous creative energy. Your subconscious interprets this focus as, this is important, create more of this. Fighting creates muscular tension, mental tension, emotional stress. This activates cortisol and adrenaline stress, hormones that suppress immune function and healing. You literally cannot heal while in fight or flight mode. The parasympathetic nervous system, which governs healing and restoration, only activates in states of peace and relaxation. Nature abhors a vacuum. You cannot simply stop thinking about disease and leave a void. You must replace disease thoughts with health thoughts. When my pain is worsening, enters your mind, immediately counter with my body is healing perfectly. Don't fight the thought, replace it. This is active redirection, not passive suppression. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation to disease. It means accepting that the condition exists without fighting it emotionally. You acknowledge there is currently pain without the added suffering of this shouldn't be happening, this is terrible, I must fight this. Acceptance removes the emotional fuel that sustains disease. When you notice pain or symptoms, practice this. First, relax, breathe deeply 3 times, release muscular tension. Second, acknowledge without drama. I notice sensation in my left knee. Third, immediately redirect. My body knows how to heal this. Divine intelligence is restoring perfect function now. Do not examine the symptom. Do not measure it against yesterday. Do not catastrophize about tomorrow. Simply acknowledge and redirect. This takes practice because fighting is habitual. You'll catch yourself tensing, worrying, examining. Each time, return to relax, acknowledge, redirect. Over days and weeks, this becomes your automatic response instead of the old fight response. Don't confuse this teaching with medical irresponsibility. If you need medical intervention, get it. This is about your mental and emotional approach, not about refusing treatment. Also, don't think you must never acknowledge symptoms. You can notice them without feeding them. The difference is noticing without fear versus examining with anxiety. You now understand why your previous attempts at healing may have failed. You were fighting, and fighting sustained what you were fighting against. You can stop struggling now. You can lay down the exhausting battle and choose a different approach, peaceful, confident direction of your subconscious mind toward health. You feel the relief of not having to fight anymore. The enemy was never the disease, it was your approach to it. Change your approach, and everything changes. 3, the garden and the seeds. Understanding your true power. Your subconscious mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are seeds. The garden doesn't judge whether you plant thorns or roses. It simply grows what you give it. For years, you've been planting seeds of disease, limitation, fear, and decline, then wondering why these plants keep appearing in your life. The garden is perfectly neutral, completely obedient. It will grow health as readily as it grows disease, prosperity as readily as poverty, harmony as readily as conflict. This is your power. You are the gardener, not a victim of the weeds. You choose what to plant. You choose what to water with your attention. You choose what to uproot. A woman came to me with severe rheumatoid arthritis in her hands. Medical treatment had failed. Her hands were rigid, clenched, painful. I asked about her relationships. She revealed 15 years of harboring bitter resentment toward her mother-in-law, never expressed openly, but held inside, festering. The hands which we used to reach out and embrace had become rigid and clenched, a perfect physical expression of her rigid, clenched mental attitude. I taught her to forgive, not superficially, but genuinely. Each morning and evening, she affirmed, Divine love flows through me to all people. I release all resentment. I am free and my hands are free. She visualized embracing her mother-in-law with warmth. Within 3 months, the arthritis vanished. Her doctors called it remarkable. I knew it was simply the subconscious mind responding to new seeds planted in the garden. Your subconscious has no preference for health or disease, success or failure. It is completely neutral, like soil. It grows whatever you plant. Understanding this removes all mysticism and superstition. You're not battling an enemy. You're working with a law as reliable as gravity. Plant health, seeds, harvest health. Plant disease, seeds, harvest disease. Most people don't know what seeds they're planting. Identify your habitual thoughts about your body. I always catch colds. Heart disease runs in my family. I'm getting old. This pain never goes away. These are all disease seeds. Each time you think or speak them, you plant them. Your subconscious grows them into corresponding physical conditions. Conscious gardening means deliberately choosing what to plant. Morning and evening, before rising and before sleep, spend 5 minutes planting health seeds. My body is strong and healthy. Divine life flows through every cell. I am renewed and restored. Feel these as you state them. Feeling is the water that makes seeds grow. Throughout the day, negative thoughts will appear, old habitual patterns. These are weeds. The moment you notice them, pull them out and plant something else. This is active mental gardening. You're not fighting weeds. You're consistently choosing better seeds. Create what I call your garden statement, a list of 5 health affirmations that represent the harvest you want. Write them in present tense, I am, not I will be. Read them aloud morning and evening with feeling. When disease thoughts arise during the day, and they will, immediately recite one of your garden statements. You're replacing the weed seed with a flower seed. Keep your garden statement visible on your bathroom mirror, beside your bed, in your pocket. The more you plant these seeds consciously, the more your subconscious grows them. Within weeks, you'll notice the mental climate changing. The automatic thoughts become more positive. This is your garden transforming from the roots up. Right now, create your garden statement. Write 5 affirmations about your body and health in present tense. Examples: divine life flows through every cell of my body. My immune system functions perfectly. I am healthy, strong, and vital. Every organ and system operates in perfect harmony. My body knows exactly how to heal itself. Write these in your own words. They must feel authentic to you. Post them where you'll see them multiple times daily. Read them aloud with feeling at least twice daily. This is your planting practice. Do this consistently for 30 days and watch what grows. Don't make your affirmations too long or complicated. Keep them simple, clear, feelable. Don't just read them mechanically. Generate the feeling of them being true. Don't get discouraged if you forget sometimes. You're building a new habit. The garden doesn't punish you for missing a day. You simply resume planting. Also, don't mix seeds. Don't affirm health in the morning and then spend the day complaining about symptoms. Consistent planting is crucial. You now see yourself as a gardener, not a victim. You understand that you have been unconsciously planting disease seeds and are now choosing to plant health seeds instead. You feel empowered because you understand the law. The garden grows what you plant, no exceptions, no excuses, no random outcomes, cause and effect. This knowledge places you firmly in control of your healing journey. You are no longer hoping for a miracle from outside. You are becoming the miracle from within. 4. The physician who never sleeps. Your subconscious mind is the master physician, and it operates 24 hours a day, whether you're aware of it or not. While you sleep, it heals wounds, fights infections, regulates heartbeat, manages digestion, rebuilds tissue, and coordinates millions of biological processes. It knows how to heal a cut destroy a virus, eliminate toxins, repair damaged cells, all without conscious instruction. This physician within you is infinitely more intelligent than any doctor, more sophisticated than any medicine, more powerful than any treatment. The question is not whether this physician exists. The evidence is overwhelming. The question is, what instructions are you giving it? It follows orders perfectly. If you order disease through fearful thinking, it creates disease. If you order health through confident expectation, it creates health. A man came to me with cancer that had spread throughout his body. Doctors gave him perhaps 8 weeks to live. He had already accepted death, made his arrangements, said his goodbyes. I asked him, "Are you willing to spend your final weeks impressing your subconscious mind with perfect health instead of accepting defeat?" He agreed, having nothing to lose. Each morning and evening, he visualized his body glowing with radiant life force. He felt himself whole, vital, strong. He thanked God for his complete healing, not as future hope, but as present fact. He impressed his subconscious with the feeling of wellness despite current symptoms. 3 months later, his doctor found no trace of cancer. The physician within had responded to new instructions. While you sleep, your physician within works tirelessly. This is why sleep is healing. But it only heals according to the instructions you've given it. If you fall asleep worried about your disease, your physician within works according to disease instructions. If you fall asleep feeling healthy, it works according to health instructions. The pre-sleep state is your most powerful programming time. Your subconscious physician doesn't understand English or any spoken language. It understands feeling and mental imagery. When you vividly imagine something and feel it deeply, your physician within receives clear instructions and begins executing them. This is why visualization works. It speaks the physician's language. Prayer is not begging an external God to intervene. Prayer is impressing your subconscious physician with clear instructions. State what you want is already accomplished. I am healed. Perfect health is mine now. Feel it as true. Your physician within accepts this as instruction and begins creating the corresponding reality. Doctors provide external intervention, setting bones, prescribing medicine, performing surgery, but the actual healing is always done by your physician within. The bone knits itself, the wound closes itself, the medicine creates conditions, but your subconscious executes the healing. This is why the same treatment works for some and fails for others. The difference is the instructions patients give their inner physician through their beliefs. Tonight before sleep, try this. Lie comfortably in bed. Release all tension. Breathe deeply 5 times. Now address your physician within, divine intelligence within me. You know how to heal perfectly. You are restoring every cell, every organ, every system to perfect function. I sleep peacefully knowing you work tirelessly through the night to make me whole and healthy. Visualize golden healing light flowing through your body. Feel your body being restored. Fall asleep holding this feeling. Do this every night. Your physician within receives these clear instructions during the highly receptive pre-sleep state and works all night according to them. Many people report waking with noticeably reduced symptoms after just a few nights of this practice. For 7 consecutive nights, practice the pre-sleep physician technique described above. Keep a small journal by your bed. Each morning upon waking, note any changes you observe in pain levels, energy, mobility, mood, or physical symptoms. Don't force or imagine changes that aren't there, but do notice genuine shifts. Most people observe measurable improvement within the first week. This proves to you that your physician within responds to conscious direction. You no longer feel alone in your healing journey. You've discovered that the greatest physician who ever lived resides within you, working constantly for your healing. You trust this intelligence because you understand it, built your body in the first place. It knows how to maintain and restore it. Fear diminishes because you know you're not dependent solely on external doctors and medicines. You have direct access to healing power. This shifts you from anxious patient to confident director of your inner physician. 5. The servant who obeys every command. Your subconscious mind is absolutely obedient but completely neutral. It never judges whether your thoughts are wise or foolish, helpful or harmful, true or false. It simply accepts what you impress upon it and creates the corresponding conditions. If you impress "I am sick," it creates sickness. If you impress "I am healthy," it creates health. It executes your orders with perfect fidelity, whether those orders lead to your flourishing or your destruction. This is why the same mechanism that creates disease creates health. The subconscious is neutral. This neutrality is your greatest power because it means you can reverse any condition by changing what you impress. The past doesn't matter. Your current diagnosis doesn't matter. What matters is what you're impressing right now. Okay? I counseled a woman who had prayed for 20 years to be healed of chronic migraines. She prayed earnestly, attended church faithfully, yet the migraines continued. When I listened to her pray, I discovered why she would say, "God, please heal my migraines." While emotionally accepting that she was a migraine sufferer, she would ask for healing while telling everyone, "I've suffered from migraines for 20 years." Her conscious prayer said, "Heal me," but her emotional acceptance said, "I am a migraine sufferer." Her subconscious, being obedient, responded to what she emotionally accepted the identity as migraine sufferer and sustained the migraines. When I taught her to change her self-talk and emotional acceptance, to affirm "I am free from all head pain," and to refuse to identify with migraines, they disappeared within weeks. Her subconscious was finally receiving consistent orders. Imagine a servant who follows every instruction perfectly but never questions or judges. You say, "Prepare poison," the servant prepares it. You say, "Prepare healing food," the servant prepares it. Your subconscious is this servant. It doesn't protect you from harmful orders. It executes everything you command through your habitual thinking and feeling. This makes you completely responsible, but also completely powerful. Most people give contradictory orders. They consciously want health while unconsciously accepting disease. They pray for healing while habitually saying, "I'm sick." They affirm wellness while emotionally expecting decline. The subconscious, receiving mixed signals, creates confusion in the body. Healing requires consistent orders, conscious and unconscious alignment. Your subconscious responds to what you emotionally accept as real, not what you consciously desire. Test yourself. When you think about your health, what do you feel? Fear, acceptance of disease, or confident expectation of wellness? Your emotional state reveals what you're actually commanding your subconscious to create. To give clear commands, combine statement with feeling. Don't just say words, generate the emotional state of the words being true. "I am healthy while feeling healthy" impresses the subconscious powerfully. "I am healthy while feeling sick" sends mixed signals. Learn to generate the feeling first, then speak the words from within that feeling. Practice giving clear, consistent commands. Each morning, sit quietly for 5 minutes, relax completely. Now generate the feeling of perfect health. Remember a time you felt wonderfully well, energetic, pain-free. Recreate that feeling in your body right now. Once you have the feeling, speak from within it. "I am healthy, I am strong, I am whole. Every system functions perfectly." Repeat these statements while maintaining the feeling. You're giving your subconscious clear commands. Then, throughout the day, monitor your self-talk. Every time you catch yourself speaking or thinking disease thoughts, stop and restate clearly, "No, that's not true. I am healthy and getting healthier." You're retraining your servant to respond to new commands. The biggest mistake is thinking you can fool your subconscious. You cannot. It responds to your genuine emotional state, not your performed words. If you say, "I am healthy," while your body feels terrible and you don't believe it, you're lying to yourself. And your subconscious knows. Start where you are. I am healing. My body is responding to treatment. I am getting better daily. These can be genuinely felt even while sick. Grow from there. You now understand why positive thinking alone hasn't healed you. You are giving orders with your words while contradicting them with your feelings. You've learned that your subconscious is a servant who obeys, but it obeys what you emotionally accept, not what you verbally state. You can now give clear, consistent commands by aligning your thoughts, words, and feelings. You feel the power of unified intention. When your whole being speaks with one voice, your subconscious has no choice but to obey. 6. The secret language. Speaking in feeling and vision. Your subconscious mind does not respond primarily to words. It responds to feeling and mental imagery. You can repeat affirmations 10,000 times with zero results if you're not generating the corresponding feeling. But generate the actual feeling of perfect health for just 5 minutes, and you impress your subconscious powerfully. Think about this carefully. When you pray for healing using only words, "Please God, heal me," without the feeling that accompanies actual health, you send a confused message. Your words say one thing while your emotional state says another. Which one does your subconscious believe? It believes the feeling, always the feeling. This is why visualization works so dramatically. When you vividly imagine your body in perfect health, you begin to feel healthy, and your subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. To your deeper mind, a powerfully felt, imagined experience is a real experience. It accepts the imagined health as real and begins creating it physically. I counseled a businessman named Robert who suffered severe heart disease. His arteries were blocked, he experienced constant chest pain, and his doctors recommended bypass surgery. Robert drove himself mercilessly in his work. He worried constantly about money and competition. His heart condition was a perfect physical manifestation of his constricted, pressured mental state. I taught him this practice. Lie down, completely relaxed. Visualize golden light flowing through your heart and arteries, dissolving all blockage, opening all channels. Feel the warmth, the flow, the opening. As you visualize and feel, affirm, "Divine love flows freely through me. My heart is strong. My circulation is perfect." Robert practiced this morning and evening with genuine feeling, not mechanical repetition. He would lie still, close his eyes, and actually feel the golden light warming his chest. He felt his arteries opening, expanding, clearing. The feeling was so real that tears would sometimes come to his eyes. 6 months later, his cardiologist was astonished. The blockages had significantly decreased. Robert avoided surgery. 20 years later, he remains healthy because he maintained the practice. He learned to speak his subconscious mind's native language. Your subconscious creates according to feeling. This is why fearful people often experience what they fear. Their fear generates strong feeling, which impresses the subconscious. The subconscious, being neutral, simply creates what it receives. Fear of disease impresses disease. Feeling of health impresses health. Learn to generate healing feelings deliberately. Peace, vitality, wellness, strength. These feelings are instructions your subconscious executes faithfully. You can generate these feelings even while symptoms persist. This is the secret. Sit or lie quietly. Close your eyes. See your body in perfect health, glowing, vital, strong. Make the image as vivid as possible. See yourself doing activities you cannot currently do. See yourself pain-free, energetic, whole. Hold this vision while generating the feeling of wellness. This double impression, visual and emotional, commands your subconscious powerfully. One without the other is incomplete. Vision without feeling lacks power. Feeling without vision lacks direction. Together, they create irresistible instruction. The drowsy state between waking and sleeping is when your subconscious is most receptive. This is your golden opportunity. Never fall asleep worried about your disease. Always fall asleep feeling healthy, visualizing wellness. The impressions you make in this state work on your subconscious all night. Your morning practice should mirror your evening practice. Before rising, while still drowsy, spend 5 minutes visualizing perfect health and feeling vital. See your body glowing with life force. Feel energy in your cells. This morning impression sets the pattern for your entire day. During the day, when symptoms arise, pause. Close your eyes for 30 seconds. Visualize the affected area flooded with healing light. Feel it restoring to perfect function. Open your eyes and continue. You are impressing healing patterns multiple times daily. Your subconscious receives these impressions and begins executing them. Within days, you will notice shifts. Within weeks, measurable changes. Within months, transformation. This is not hope, this is law. You have learned the subconscious secret language. You can now communicate with the healer within using the method it responds to most powerfully feeling and vision. You no longer rely on words alone. 5 minutes of genuine feeling and vivid imagination creates more healing than hours of anxious prayer. 7. The first 3 turnings. Responsibility, recognition, and right prayer. Every healing journey passes through 7 distinct turning points. Most people fail because they do not understand these stages and quit at the first obstacle. This chapter reveals the first 3 turnings that determine whether your healing succeeds or fails. The first turning is accepting complete responsibility, not guilt responsibility. There is a profound difference. Guilt says you're morally culpable for becoming sick. Responsibility says your consciousness created the condition and therefore can dissolve it. Until you accept this deeply, not just intellectually, healing remains elusive. A woman came to me who had suffered chronic fatigue for 15 years. She had prayed constantly, seen dozens of doctors, tried every treatment. Nothing worked. I asked her to tell me exactly how she prayed. She said, "God, please heal my fatigue. I am so tired I cannot function. Please help me." I showed her why this failed. Every word affirmed the fatigue. My fatigue. I am so tired. I cannot function. She was praying from the problem, reinforcing it with every plea. She had not taken responsibility. She was begging external power to fix what she refused to acknowledge she had created. The second turning is recognizing that your condition is temporary manifestation, not permanent reality. Disease is a pattern being continuously created. The moment you change the pattern, the disease begins dissolving. Look at your body right now. The cells you see were not there 6 months ago. Your body is constantly dying and being reborn. The body you have 6 months from now will be almost entirely new cells. What pattern will those cells follow? The old disease pattern or the new health pattern? This decision is made moment by moment through your thoughts and feelings. Disease is not a thing. It is a process. You're either continuing or stopping. Most people think of disease as solid, permanent, unchangeable. I have arthritis sounds like stating a permanent fact, like I have brown eyes. But brown eyes are determined by genetics you cannot change. Arthritis is determined by consciousness patterns you can change immediately. The third turning is learning right prayer. Most prayer fails because it comes from consciousness of lack. Begging to be healed affirms you are sick. Scientific prayer impresses health as already present. You pray from the answer, not the problem. Remove all begging, pleading, and repetitive asking. State health as current fact. I am healed. Generate the feeling of wellness. Thank God for the healing that is occurring now. Hold this state for 5 minutes. This impresses your subconscious with health as present reality. Your subconscious accepts this and begins creating it physically. But most prayers fail because they affirm the problem while asking for solution. God, my cancer is terrible. Please heal me impresses your subconscious with my cancer and terrible. The subconscious creates what you impress most strongly. The emotion in terrible overpowers the weak hope in please heal me. I taught the woman with chronic fatigue a new prayer. Divine energy flows through every cell of my being. I am vital, strong, energized. I thank God for my perfect health. She resisted. But I am not energized. Is this not lying? I explain, you are not lying. You are impressing your subconscious with a pattern you wanted to create. Your subconscious does not know the difference between a vividly imagined experience accepted as real and an actual experience. When you state, I am vital with feeling, your subconscious accepts this as instruction and begins creating vitality. Within 3 weeks of this practice, her energy began returning. Within 3 months, the chronic fatigue was gone. Right prayer made the difference. Practice the first turning by speaking aloud. I accept complete responsibility for my condition. I created it unconsciously through habitual negative thinking. I now choose to create health consciously through directed positive thinking. I am powerful, not helpless. Practice the second turning by reminding yourself throughout the day this condition is temporary. My body is being rebuilt constantly. I am impressing new patterns of health right now. Practice the third turning by restructuring your prayers. State only the solution. I am healthy. I am strong. I am whole. Thank you, God, for my perfect healing. Pray this way morning and evening. Within a week, you will notice mental shifts. Within a month, often physical shifts. The first 3 turnings establish foundation and right practice. 8. The middle 2 turnings. Feeling and doubt. The 4th turning is mastering feeling despite conditions. The subconscious responds to feeling, not facts. You must learn to generate the feeling of health even while symptoms persist. This seems impossible until you understand something crucial. Feeling is not reaction to circumstances, but a state you consciously create. Margaret developed breast cancer. After surgery and treatment, fear of recurrence tormented her. How could she generate feelings of health while afraid cancer would return? I taught her, you do not deny the fear or fight it. You acknowledge it. I notice fear, then choose a stronger feeling. Generate the feeling of your immune system powerfully destroying any remaining cancer cells. Feel yourself vital, healthy, cancer-free. Hold that feeling stronger than the fear. Margaret practiced this daily. When fear arose, and it did, often she would pause, acknowledge it, then deliberately generate the feeling of health more strongly. She saturated her mind with health feelings, health images, health declarations so completely that doubt and fear had less and less room. 5 years later, completely cancer-free, she told me, I won by filling my mind so full of health that there was no space left for disease thoughts. Most people believe feeling follows from circumstances. If I am sick, I feel sick. If I am healthy, I feel healthy. But this is backwards. Feeling can be consciously generated regardless of circumstances. Athletes generate confidence before competing. Actors generate emotions on demand. You can generate the feeling of health right now, regardless of current symptoms. This is not denial. This is conscious creation. Close your eyes. Remember a time you felt wonderfully well, energetic, pain-free, vital. Recreate that feeling in your body now. Notice where you feel it. Chest, abdomen, limbs, Intensify it. Breathe it in. Expand it through your body. Hold it for 3 minutes. You have just impressed your subconscious with healing feeling. Do this multiple times daily. Your subconscious receives the impression and responds. The fifth turning is overcoming doubt through saturation. Doubt is the great neutralizer. It erases positive impressions faster than you can make them. You cannot fight doubt directly. That is more doubt. Instead, saturate your mind with truth so completely that doubt has no room. Morning 5 minutes of affirmations and visualization throughout day. Counter every negative thought immediately. Evening, 5 minutes before sleep. Read healing literature. Listen to healing recordings. Fill your mind so full of truth that doubt has nowhere to live. Create 5 powerful affirmations. Memorize them. When doubt arises, immediately speak one aloud. Do not let doubt linger and grow. The instant you notice it, cover it with affirmation. You are training your mind to automatically counter doubt with truth. Over weeks, this becomes habit. Doubt weakens, confidence strengthens. For 21 days, create a saturation environment. Read only healing and positive literature for 15 minutes daily. Listen to only uplifting music and recordings. Speak only constructively about your health. Avoid news, negative people, disease-focused conversations. When unavoidable, shield yourself with immediate affirmation afterward. This intense saturation rewires your subconscious. Most people report dramatic mental shifts by week 2, often accompanied by physical improvements. This proves that consistent positive impression overpowers sporadic negative impression. You have passed the 4th and 5th turnings. You can now generate healing feelings even when symptoms persist. You have learned to saturate your mind with truth so completely that doubt, while it may arise, can no longer dominate. 9. The final 2 turnings, relaxation and release. The 6th turning is understanding that relaxation is not optional. It is essential. Tension and healing cannot coexist. When you are tense, worried, or in fight or flight mode, stress hormones flood your system and suppress healing. Your immune system weakens. Your body prioritizes survival over restoration. You literally cannot heal while stressed. This is why people who somehow relax and accept their condition often heal faster than those who fight anxiously. I counseled a man with severe insomnia that had lasted years. Every night he would lie in bed desperately trying to sleep, which created more tension, which prevented sleep. The harder he tried, the worse it got. I taught him, stop trying to sleep. Simply relax completely. Tell yourself, my subconscious knows how to produce sleep perfectly. I release control to the intelligence within. Whether I sleep or not, I rest peacefully. That first night, he fell asleep within 20 minutes, the fastest in years. By releasing the anxious control and trusting his subconscious, he removed the tension that prevented sleep. This same principle applies to healing. Stop trying to consciously force healing. Set the intention. Trust the intelligence within. Relax into the process. Paradoxically, releasing control often speeds results. Before any healing practice, affirmation, visualization, prayer, first enter deep relaxation, lie or sit comfortably, breathe deeply, release all muscular tension. Quiet your mind. From this relaxed state, your practices become exponentially more powerful because your subconscious is receptive. 5 minutes of relaxed practice beats 30 minutes of tense practice. This is mathematical law, not opinion. Use progressive relaxation, starting with your feet. Consciously relax each body part. My feet are relaxed. My calves are relaxed. My thighs are relaxed. Work up through your entire body. This takes 3 to 5 minutes. Your body enters deep rest. Your conscious mind quiets. Your subconscious opens. Now impress it with healing images and feelings. The impression goes deep. The seventh turning is the ultimate paradox. You must release control while maintaining direction. You set the goal, perfect health, but you trust your subconscious to determine the means. Trying to consciously micromanage healing creates tension and interference. Decree the end, release the means. This final turning requires surrendering to the intelligence within while maintaining confident expectation of the result. After you have visualized, affirmed, and felt your healing, release it completely. Do not hold on anxiously. Do not check every hour to see if it is working. Trust that your subconscious received the instruction and is executing it. Decree, I have given clear instructions. I now trust the intelligence within to fulfill them in perfect timing. Then let go. Holding on creates tension. Tension blocks healing. Release creates space. Your subconscious works best when your conscious mind stops interfering. It is like planting a seed. You plant it, water it, then leave it alone. Digging it up daily to check progress kills it. Plant your healing intention. Nurture it with daily practice. Then trust the process. Morning practice. Enter deep relaxation using progressive technique. From this relaxed state, visualize and affirm your healing for 5 minutes. Then release. I trust this is being fulfilled now. Go about your day confident, not anxious. Evening practice. Again, enter relaxation. Impress healing. Release before sleep. During the day, if you catch yourself tensing about your healing, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Say, I release this to the intelligence within. I trust the process. Return to relaxation. Over time, this becomes automatic. You live in a state of relaxed confidence rather than anxious striving. This relaxed confidence is the optimal state for healing. You have now navigated all 7 turnings: responsibility, recognition, right prayer, feeling mastery, doubt overcoming, relaxation, and release. You have transformed from unconscious victim to conscious creator, from anxious striving to relaxed confidence, from fighting disease to directing health. 10. The morning mind. How to begin each day as your own healer. The first 5 to 10 minutes after waking determine the entire day's healing trajectory. Your subconscious is most receptive during the drowsy transition from sleep to waking. This is your golden opportunity to impress it with health. Yet most people waste this precious time by immediately checking symptoms, worrying about the day ahead, or rehearsing their problems. Thomas suffered from severe rheumatoid arthritis. Every morning he would wake and immediately inventory his pain. Which joints hurt worst, how stiff he felt, whether he could move. This inventory programmed his subconscious with disease for the entire day. I taught him a different way. Before you open your eyes, before you move, lie still. Visualize golden healing light flowing through every joint. Feel them becoming loose, flexible, pain-free. Affirm, divine life flows through my body. Every joint moves freely and easily. I am supple, strong, and comfortable. Hold this vision and feeling for 5 minutes, then rise. Within 2 weeks, Thomas reported noticeable improvement. Within 3 months, his arthritis pain had decreased by 70%. His doctor was mystified. Thomas knew he had stopped programming disease every morning and started programming health instead. That drowsy period between sleep and full waking is when your conscious mind is not yet fully activated and your subconscious remains highly receptive. This is the single most powerful programming window of your day. Never waste it on worry or symptom checking. Here is your 5-minute morning protocol. First, lie still with eyes closed. Second, breathe deeply 3 times. Third, visualize your body in perfect health. See it glowing, vital, strong. Fourth, feel the wellness. Generate the emotional state of health. Fifth, affirm your healing statements with feeling. This entire protocol takes 5 minutes, but sets your day's healing trajectory. After visualization and affirmation, add gratitude. Thank you, God, for my perfect healing that is occurring right now. Gratitude amplifies the impression because it adds positive emotion. Your subconscious responds powerfully to grateful acceptance of healing as present fact. As you rise and begin your day, maintain the consciousness you established in those first 5 minutes. You are not just performing a morning ritual. You are establishing a healing consciousness that extends through your entire day. Check in periodically. Am I maintaining healing consciousness, or have I slipped back into disease consciousness? Tonight, before sleep, place a reminder by your bed. Morning healing protocol. Tomorrow morning, when you first become aware of waking, do not move immediately. Lie still. Close your eyes again if they have opened. Breathe deeply. Begin your visualization and affirmation. Spend 5 full minutes. Do not rush this. Then, as you rise, consciously choose to maintain this healing consciousness. When you dress, visualize yourself healthy. When you eat breakfast, affirm wellness. Throughout the morning, periodically reconnect. Divine life flows through me. Make this your morning routine, as consistent as brushing your teeth. After 30 days, you will have established a powerful healing pattern. Do not hit snooze and drift back to sleep. You will miss the powerful pre-waking state. Do not rush through this mechanically. 5 minutes of genuine feeling and visualization is essential. Do not immediately check your phone, news, or symptoms. This floods your receptive subconscious with external concerns before you have established healing consciousness. Do not skip this on good days when symptoms are minimal. Consistency matters more than current condition. This practice does not just address current disease, it prevents future disease by maintaining health consciousness. You have discovered that the first 5 minutes of your day are the most valuable 5 minutes for healing. You no longer waste them on worry and symptom checking. You have established a morning protocol that impresses your subconscious with health while it is most receptive. You notice that days begun with this practice feel different, more confident, more comfortable, more healing. You have made morning mind programming an unbreakable habit, as essential as breathing. Your healing has accelerated because you are now programming health during your most powerful opportunity each day. The person who masters healing begins each day by consciously directing their subconscious before allowing external concerns to intrude. Your morning mind sets the pattern your subconscious follows for the next 24 hours. Make it count. 11. The language of healing. What to say, what to think, and why it matters. Your language, both spoken aloud and thought silently, programs your subconscious continuously. Every time you say my arthritis or my cancer, you claim ownership and command your subconscious to sustain it. When you discuss your symptoms in detail, you rehearse disease. When you identify yourself as sick, I am a heart patient, you create a disease identity your subconscious faithfully maintains. 2 women in my congregation, Sarah and Jennifer, both developed breast cancer the same year. Both received the same medical treatment from the same physician. But their language patterns were opposite, and so were their outcomes. Sarah would tell anyone who asked about my cancer and would spend hours discussing symptoms, statistics, fears. Her identity became cancer patient, cataloging her symptoms. She meant no harm by this. She simply did not understand what she was doing. Jennifer, following my teaching, never said my cancer. She said the condition that is dissolving. When asked how she was, she would say, I am healing beautifully. My body is responding wonderfully to treatment. She refused to discuss symptoms or identify with disease. If someone pressed her for details, she would politely redirect. I prefer to focus on my healing rather than my symptoms. 5 years later, Sarah had experienced 3 recurrences. Jennifer was vibrantly healthy. Same disease, same treatment, opposite language patterns, opposite outcomes. Language matters because your subconscious listens to every word. The word my claims ownership. You would not say, my perfect health is terrible. Why say, my cancer? Instead, the cancer or the temporary condition or simply it. This linguistic shift removes your identification with disease. When someone asks, how is your cancer? Do not launch into symptom details. Redirect. I prefer to focus on my healing, which is progressing wonderfully, or my body is responding beautifully to treatment. You are not lying. You are choosing to affirm wellness rather than rehearse illness. Never complete the sentence, I am, with disease. Not, I am a cancer patient, but I am a person healing from cancer. Not, I am sick, but I am getting stronger. Identity statements are the most powerful commands to your subconscious. Make them healing commands. Throughout the day, catch yourself thinking disease thoughts. This pain is getting worse becomes, my body is healing this area now. I will never get better becomes, I am improving steadily. Do not fight the negative thought. Replace it instantly. Over weeks, your automatic thought patterns shift from negative to positive. Create your healing language. List specific phrases you will use consistently. I am healing beautifully. My body responds wonderfully to treatment. I feel strength returning daily. The temporary limitation is dissolving. Memorize these. Use them every time someone asks about your health. When you catch yourself thinking or speaking in disease language, immediately correct, no, that is not true. I am healing perfectly. Train the people around you. I prefer not to discuss symptoms. Let us talk about something else. If they persist, excuse yourself. Protect your consciousness from disease talk, whether your own or others. For 1 week, notice every time you speak about your condition aloud or in thought. Do not try to change it yet. Just notice. Keep a tally. Most people are shocked to discover they reference their disease 30 to 50 times daily. From day 8 forward, each time you catch yourself using disease language, stop mid-sentence if necessary, and restate in healing language. I have terrible arthritis. My body is healing and my joints are becoming more comfortable daily. This immediate self-correction reprograms your language habits rapidly. Within 2 weeks, healing language becomes natural. Do not use healing language mechanically without feeling. Saying I am healing beautifully while emotionally accepting you are not fools, no one, especially your subconscious. Generate the feeling of truth in your words. Do not lie to your doctor about symptoms. They need accurate information for treatment. The language practice is for general conversation and self-talk, not medical history. Do not judge others who speak in disease language. Simply refuse to join that conversation. And do not become obsessive about perfect language. You will slip sometimes. Simply correct and continue. Progress, not perfection. You have discovered that your words are not merely describing your condition, they are creating it. You have learned to catch disease talk and replace it with healing talk instantly. Your internal dialogue has shifted dramatically. Instead of rehearsing problems, you are declaring solutions. Your subconscious is receiving entirely different commands. You speak health, your body creates it. 12. Handling setbacks, the art of unwavering faith. Despite contrary evidence, setbacks do not mean your healing has failed. They mean your faith is being tested. Every healing journey includes moments when symptoms worsen, progress stalls, or test results disappoint. These are the critical moments that separate those who succeed from those who quit. Michael was healing from prostate cancer using these methods alongside medical treatment. For 6 weeks, his markers improved steadily. Then suddenly they worsened. His doctor was concerned. Michael came to me in panic. I have been doing everything right. Why is it getting worse? I taught him that setbacks often precede breakthroughs, that the body sometimes purges toxins or adjusts patterns in ways that temporarily worsen symptoms. I told him, double your practice now, not because it is failing, but because this is your opportunity to deepen faith. Michael intensified his morning and evening sessions. He maintained strict healing language. He refused to interpret the setback as failure. 2 weeks later, his markers not only returned to their improving trajectory, they improved dramatically, better than ever before. The setback preceded his biggest breakthrough. Had he quit during the setback, he would never have experienced the breakthrough. Setbacks are invitations to deepen faith. When everything is improving, faith is easy. When circumstances contradict your affirmations, real faith emerges. Those who maintain faith despite evidence develop the spiritual muscle that creates the greatest healings. Healing is rarely straight-line improvement. The body has complex processes. Sometimes symptoms increase as healing occurs, toxins releasing, systems adjusting, patterns shifting. What looks like regression may be progression. Do not interpret every symptom as failure. When setbacks occur, do not reduce your practice in discouragement. Double it in commitment. Add a midday session. Extend morning and evening sessions. Increase affirmations. Intensify visualization. Show your subconscious you are not abandoning the process during challenges. When disappointing evidence appears, test results, symptom flares, doctor's concerns, consciously reinterpret. This is part of the healing process. My body is adjusting. My subconscious is working. This setback precedes my breakthrough. Refuse to accept surface interpretation. Maintain deeper faith. When a setback occurs, follow this sequence. First, acknowledge the disappointment. Do not deny feelings. Second, immediately affirm, this is temporary. My body is healing. This setback precedes my breakthrough. Third, double your healing practice. Add sessions, intensify effort. Fourth, avoid disaster thinking. Do not project this setback into permanent failure. Stay present. Fifth, reach out for support if needed. Call a friend who understands these principles. Read encouraging material. Listen to healing recordings. Sixth, within 24 hours, return to confident expectation. You can feel disappointment briefly, but do not live there. Return to faith quickly. Those who do this consistently break through where others quit. Write this now, before a setback occurs. When I experience a setback, I will. When I allow myself to feel disappointed for maximum 24 hours. 2, remember that setbacks often precede breakthroughs. 3, double my daily practice immediately. 4, reaffirm my commitment to healing. 5, refuse to interpret this as proof of failure. 6, return to confident expectation within 1 day. Sign and date it. When a setback occurs, read this script, follow it exactly. Having a predetermined response prevents panic from hijacking your practice. You maintain consistency because you decided your response in advance. Do not ignore genuine medical emergencies thinking, I must maintain faith. If something requires immediate medical attention, get it. Faith does not mean foolishness. Do not beat yourself up thinking, I must not have enough faith when setbacks occur. Even people with strong faith experience setbacks. It is part of healing. Do not share your setback with everyone. Many people will tell you, see, it is not working. Protect your faith by limiting who you discuss challenges with. Do not permanently abandon practices that were working just because you hit a plateau. Consistency through challenges is often what finally produces breakthrough. You no longer fear setbacks. You understand they are part of the journey, not evidence of failure. You have developed the skill of maintaining faith despite contrary evidence, perhaps the most valuable skill in healing. You know how to handle disappointing moments without abandoning your practice. You have learned to interpret setbacks as opportunities to deepen faith rather than reasons to quit. 13. Beyond healing, the universal law you've discovered. The method that heals your body is not limited to healing. It is the fundamental creative mechanism of consciousness itself. The same principle that eliminates disease creates prosperity. The same technique that restores health manifests love. The same law that heals the body governs all of life. What you have learned is this: consciousness is primary, matter is responsive. What you consistently believe and feel, your subconscious creates in your experience. This applies universally. A woman came to me after successfully healing herself of chronic illness using these methods. She said, "I healed my body. Can these same techniques create prosperity? I am struggling financially." I told her, "The principle is identical. You impressed health on your subconscious through feeling and visualization until it manifested physically. Now impress prosperity the same way." She began morning and evening sessions, visualizing abundance, feeling wealthy, affirming, "Divine prosperity flows to me freely and copiously. I am prosperous in all ways." She saw herself paying bills easily, having money in the bank, living comfortably. She generated the feeling of financial security. Within 6 months, her financial situation transformed completely. New job, unexpected income, doors opening everywhere. She realized the subconscious that healed her body could create prosperity, harmonious relationships, creative expression, anything. The technique is universal because the principle is universal. Consciousness creates experience. Your subconscious does not distinguish between health, wealth, love, or success. It responds to one thing, the dominant impression you make on it through belief and feeling. Impress poverty, it creates poverty. Impress prosperity, it creates prosperity. The mechanism that healed your body operates identically in every life area. The skills you developed healing yourself transfer perfectly to other goals. You learn visualization, apply it to wealth, visualizing abundance. You learned affirmation, apply it to relationships, affirming harmonious love. You learned feeling generation, applied to creativity, feeling inspiration flowing. Same tools, different content. You can work on multiple areas simultaneously. Morning session, health visualization. Midday session, prosperity affirmation. Evening session, relationship visualization. Your subconscious handles multiple instructions simultaneously, just as it simultaneously heals, cuts, digests food, and regulates heartbeat without confusion. While you can address multiple areas, prioritize, do not dilute effort by trying to manifest 50 things at once. Choose your top 3 life areas. Focus primarily there. As you succeed, expand. Success in one area often catalyzes success in others because you're building faith in the principle. Choose one non-health area where you want transformation, perhaps finances, relationships, or career. Apply the exact methods you used for healing. First, morning and evening, spend 5 minutes visualizing your desired outcome in that area. Second, generate the feeling of already having it. Third, affirm it as present reality. Fourth, maintain the consciousness of it throughout the day. Fifth, use healing language. Speak as if it is manifesting. Sixth, handle setbacks the same way. Maintain faith despite contrary evidence. Give this 3 months of consistent practice. You will be astonished to discover the principle works identically. Your subconscious creates what you impress on it, whether health, wealth, love, or anything else. List 3 areas of life where you want transformation beyond health. For each, write, first, your specific desired outcome. Second, 3 affirmations for this area. Third, a visualization you will practice daily Fourth, the feeling you will generate. Choose one area to focus on for the next 90 days. Apply all the techniques you learn for healing. Keep a journal noting synchronicities, opportunities, improvements. Do not force or imagine changes that are not there, but do notice genuine shifts. At 90 days, evaluate results. You are proving to yourself that the principle is universal, not limited to health. Do not abandon health practices once you are healed to focus on other areas. Maintain health consciousness while expanding to other areas. Do not become greedy, trying to manifest 100 things simultaneously. Focus brings power. Do not misuse the principle. Impressing harm for others creates harm for yourself. The subconscious is neutral, but universal law ensures you experience what you generate. Do not think this makes you God. You are discovering your true nature as expression of divine intelligence, not replacing God. Your worldview has fundamentally shifted. You no longer see yourself as victim of random circumstances in any area of life. You understand that consciousness creates experience universally. The healing of your body was your doorway into understanding the creative nature of consciousness itself. You realize you have been given not just a health technique, but a life mastery principle. 14. The kingdom within. You are not separate from God. The infinite intelligence that heals your body, that coordinates millions of biological processes, that knows how to dissolve tumors and rebuild tissue. This intelligence is not separate from the divine intelligence that created galaxies, planets, and all life. It is the same intelligence, and it flows through you. When Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you," he revealed this truth. You are not separate from God, but an expression of God. Your subconscious mind is your connection to infinite creative power. The intelligence within you is divine intelligence localized as you. This means you have access to wisdom, power, and creativity beyond imagination. Not because you are God, you are not, but because God expresses through you. A man asked me, "If I am not separate from divine intelligence, why did I get sick in the first place?" I answered, "Because you used your creative power unconsciously. In ignorance of the law, God gave you free will, the power to direct consciousness. You directed it toward disease unconsciously. Now you are learning to direct it toward health consciously. The intelligence within never left you. You simply stopped using it correctly." He understood. He was like a prince raised as a pauper, unaware of his royal nature. The kingdom was always his. He simply did not know how to access it. Learning these techniques was his awakening to his true identity. Once he understood he was expression of divine intelligence with dominion over his body and life, everything changed. He stopped begging external God to heal him and started commanding the God presence within to restore perfect health. God is not only transcendent beyond creation, but also immanent within creation. The divine presence dwells within you as your deepest consciousness. Your subconscious mind is the bridge to this presence. When you impress your subconscious, you are not manipulating a mechanism. You are cooperating with divine intelligence operating as you. Scripture takes on new meaning. Be still and know that I am God. Enter the quiet state where you connect with indwelling divine intelligence. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Infinite creative power resides in your own consciousness. As you believe, so shall it be done. Your belief activates divine creative power within. These are not metaphors. They are operating instructions. You are not creating alone. You are co-creating with divine intelligence. You set the intention consciously. Divine intelligence fulfills it subconsciously. You plant the seed. God grows it. You decree the end. God determines the means. This is partnership, not solo effort. Genesis says humans were given dominion over creation. This dominion starts with your own body and life. You are not victim of circumstances. You are creator of circumstances through conscious direction of divine intelligence expressing as you. This is your birthright, lost through ignorance, restored through understanding. Transform your practice by recognizing what you're actually doing. You're not trying to convince a reluctant God to heal you. You are activating the God power within you. Adjust your language. Instead of, please God, heal me, say, divine intelligence within me. Express as perfect health through my body now. Instead of hoping external power might intervene, confidently know internal power must respond. It is your nature. Before morning practice, acknowledge, I am expression of divine intelligence. The creative power that made galaxies flows through me. I now consciously direct this power toward perfect health. This recognition amplifies everything. You are not alone in healing. You are partnering with the infinite. For 21 days, begin each healing session by sitting quietly and affirming, divine intelligence dwells within me. I am not separate from God. I am expression of infinite creative power. I now consciously cooperate with this power for my perfect healing. Sit in silence for 2 minutes, feeling this truth. Then proceed with your visualization and affirmation from this consciousness of partnership. This transforms healing from technique to spiritual practice. Most people report that acknowledging the divine partnership creates deeper peace, stronger faith, and often accelerated healing. You are no longer doing this alone. Do not inflate ego by thinking I am God. You are not God. You are expression of God. Like a wave is expression of ocean, but not the ocean itself. Do not abandon religion or spirituality you find meaningful. These teachings enhance spiritual life. They do not replace it. Do not use this understanding to bypass medical care. Divine intelligence often works through doctors and medicine. Do not become arrogant, thinking you have mastered creation. You have learned to cooperate with divine law, which requires humility. You have experienced perhaps the most profound shift possible, from seeing yourself as separate from God to recognizing yourself as expression of God. You understand now that the intelligence that healed your body is the same intelligence that creates worlds. You are not an isolated being hoping external power might help. You are a localized center of divine consciousness with access to infinite creative power. 15. Living as conscious creator, your life begins now. You are not who you were when you began this book. You have transformed from unconscious victim to conscious creator, from separated being to divine expression, from helpless sufferer to powerful director of your life. This final chapter is not conclusion but commencement. You are beginning your life as conscious creator. Everything changes from here. You now understand that consciousness is primary, that what you believe and feel creates your experience, that you have access to infinite intelligence through your subconscious, that you are not separate from divine creative power. This knowledge requires responsibility. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot return to unconscious living. But this is liberation, not burden. You are finally free to consciously create health, prosperity, love, joy, meaning, and contribution. Years ago, a woman completed this journey of understanding. She healed completely from cancer, transformed her finances, and manifested harmonious relationships. She came to me and asked, now what? I have the health, the prosperity, the love I sought. What is next? I told her, now you use your power to serve. You have healed yourself, now help heal others. You have prospered, now create prosperity for others. You have found love, now be a source of love for others. The purpose of conscious creative power is not merely personal accumulation, but contribution to the greater good. You have been given the kingdom within, now help others discover their kingdom. She became a healer, teacher, and philanthropist. Her greatest joy came not from what she created for herself, but from what she helped others create for themselves. This is the ultimate purpose, awakening to your power, then using it to awaken others. Every morning acknowledge, I am conscious creator. Today I will direct my consciousness deliberately toward what I want to create. Every evening review, what did I create today through my thoughts and feelings? What will I create differently tomorrow? This daily bookending maintains conscious awareness. As you master conscious creation in one area, expand to others. Healed your body, now create prosperity. Created prosperity, now manifest meaningful work. Manifested work, now build harmonious relationships. Keep expanding. Mastery is never complete. There is always a new frontier. Use your creative power not only for personal benefit, but for contribution. Heal yourself, then help heal others by sharing what you have learned. Create prosperity, then create employment or charitable giving. You have power, use it to empower others. This is ultimate fulfillment. Okay? Do not stop practicing because you have achieved goals. The practices become way of life. Morning visualization, healing language, faith maintenance, daily consciousness, direction, these continue forever because conscious living requires ongoing awareness. The moment you become unconscious again, you begin creating unconsciously. Your practice evolves from healing-focused to life-focused. Okay? Morning session, visualize and affirm not only health, but every area of life, relationships, work, contribution, growth. Throughout day, monitor all thoughts, not just health thoughts. Direct consciousness toward desired outcomes in every situation. Evening session, review the day. Note what you created through your consciousness. Acknowledge successes. Adjust where you created unconsciously. Continue learning, read, study, practice. Join or create community with other conscious creators. Teach what you have learned. The practices do not end. They expand and deepen. This is lifetime work, and it is joyful work because you are living authentically as conscious creative being. Write your commitment to lifetime conscious living. I commit to, first, daily morning visualization and affirmation across all life areas. Second, continuous thought monitoring and conscious direction. Third, evening review and course correction. Fourth, ongoing learning and deepening. Fifth, teaching and serving others. Sixth, never returning to unconscious victim consciousness. I understand this is lifetime practice, not temporary technique. I embrace this as my path. Sign and date it. This is your declaration of conscious living. Return to it whenever you are tempted to slip back into unconsciousness. Do not become spiritual egoists, thinking you are superior to those still unconscious. Remember you were once there. Teach with humility and compassion. Do not use your power manipulatively or harmfully. Universal law ensures you experience what you create. Create harm, experience harm. Do not abandon community and relationships thinking I create my own reality. You are interdependent with others. Do not stop growing, thinking you have arrived. Conscious creation is infinite journey, not destination. Okay? Do not forget to enjoy life. Conscious creation should increase joy, not create new burden of perfect control. Okay? You have completed the 7 turnings and emerged as conscious creator. You understand your true nature as divine expression with creative power. You know how to direct your subconscious mind to create health, prosperity, love, and joy. You have learned to maintain faith through challenges. You have discovered that the kingdom of heaven is within you. You are no longer who you were. The person who began this book was unconscious victim. The person finishing it is conscious creator. Okay? Everything is different now, and everything is just beginning. Your conscious life starts now. Okay? Begin this moment. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Now, close your eyes. See yourself in perfect health. Feel what you want to feel. Affirm what you want to experience. Open your eyes and live as conscious creator. The infinite healing presence within you is ready. It has always been ready. It was waiting only for your conscious direction. You are the captain of your soul and the master of your fate. Command your subconscious mind with faith and feeling, and it will heal you. This is my promise, based on law, proven by thousands of healings, and available to you right now. Wonders will happen in your life. According to your faith, it shall be done unto you. Begin now. The kingdom is within you. The power is yours. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it to create the life you were born to live. Begin now.